Go ahead and put our powdered sugar. I went old school. So the recipe we used was ChatGPT. I'm sure it'll work. Yeah. It did not add vanilla, which I know I'm gonna add vanilla. I got some vanilla bean that I'm going to add to the powdered sugar. But I also have some pure vanilla extract that I'm going to add to the batter. Okay. ChatGPT didn't say anything about butter. We're going to bring butter into the mix. ChatGPT said we can use whole milk or evaporated. I choose evaporated every time. ChatGPT said 1 egg. We need 2 at room temperature. And then all-purpose flour. And then your sugar. So, out of these cookbooks, these old school cookbooks, Chef Paul Prudhomme, Best of the Best from Louisiana, Best of the Best from Louisiana, Cookbook 3, Tom Fitzmaurice says New Orleans food, Legends of Louisiana Cookbook, and the Creole Cookbook. So, yeah. So this is how we're going to do ours. We're going to take a little bit of all of that. Oh, yeah, and I forgot salt. Now, I use regular iodized salt. I'm going to use sea salt. I just like sea salt better. All right, let's get the rolling. Okay, so out of the 2 books, out of all those books, we're going to use Best of the Best from Louisiana. We're going to use their beignets, and then Best of the Best from Louisiana Cookbook 3. So, and did I look through this other one? Hold on. This one. Yeah, they have beignet. So pays $2.65. I think I didn't like the recipe. But I do want to try this, the collars. I do want to try that, but not today. All right. Yeah, 2 cups of self-rising flour, 3 tablespoons of Crisco. And that's the thick Crisco, not the liquid. The solid. And then sugar, vegetable oil for frying, and the confectioner's sugar. So that's their recipe. It's more than this is more making a biscuit to me than it is an actual beignet. That's my take on it. And you can see if these are the beignets that they created using that recipe, then you can see how kind of flat they are. Whereas with these recipes right here, we're going to use all of that. And we're just going to need that 1 egg. I thought we was going to need 2. There was a video I saw of someone making them on YouTube. They used 2. But you also see the mock beignet recipe right there. You can use refrigerated biscuits. But we're not doing any of that. So let's rock and roll. All right, so I did what ChatGPT said, and that's proof my yeast. Right? So it's been sitting over there for about an hour, frothing. It say you only need to do it for 5 minutes, but I got busy. So we're going to sift 3 cups of flour. That's chilled right there. Actually, there even 2. That's 1, I believe. I might want to measure that again. I believe that's 1. And I'm using a 1/2 cup measure, so it's going to be 2 cups right there. But I will measure it out just to make sure. So we're gonna sift this, is what we're doing. And the part of sifting is like I had a piece of water to splash over in there and see it catches that. So you want to sift your flour. All right, it's excellent that we heat up our milk. All right, so we're going rogue. We're going to mix these and what I'm hearing in my head. We're gonna mix them together and see what we come up with. So y'all ready? I'm ready. We're going on a trip. We testing out recipes, seeing what stick. Right. So they're asking for shortening. The other recipe asks for butter. So we're going 1 egg for a 3/4 cup of shortening. I'm not using that much freaking butter. We're gonna go with half 4 tablespoons. We're going with 1/4 a cup of butter. That's what we're going to do. Just like that. I have heated the milk because they say you have scalding milk. So I have heated the milk. You see the little skin on top. Like that right there. I've scalded the milk. I removed that. Okay. And we are to pour the hot milk over the, well, like I said, one says shortening, but we're going to pour it over the butter. Then we're going to give that, oh, that smells good. I like that. Okay, that smells good. All right, so we're going to mix that just like that to mix in to get the butter to melt. Okay, now we're going to stir in our vanilla. Okay, we're going to add our 1 egg. Egg must be at room temperature. Watch your shells. Oh my God, this smells delicious. All right, we're going to add in some salt. They say a pinch. So I don't know how big your pinch is. Stir that together. Okay, I've already put the yeast. I might have put too much water, which I think I did. But we're going to see. All right, we have our flour mixture. And we're going to pour our custard mixture in there. That's exactly what that is. That smells delicious. We ain't have no sugar in it, but you know. I'm gonna be honest, I think I put too much water. But guess what? It's all going in there. We'll figure it out later. Alright, so we're gonna put on our, if I need to add more flour, I add more flour. If I need to add another egg, I'll add another egg. I'm gonna mix that. And then we need another cup of flour. Just in case we need to add more. That'll look a little wet. This smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna add another cup of flour. The dough is still a little wet. You see that? So I'm gonna add some more flour until it's no longer wet like that. I don't know, use a half cup. I don't. It's rather sticky, so. And because I added more flour, I'm gonna add not a full cap, but just a little, like half a cap. Because the more flour I add, and another little sprinkling of salt. Why? Because it needs it. This is what happens when you go rogue, people. I play too much. And I know I saw a piece fly somewhere, so I'm going to be looking for a piece of dough across the kitchen. All right. And we got it. We finally got it. It smells so good. It smells just like gluten, something I can't have. Okay. All right, let me flour the counter. Y'all, I don't remember putting no sugar in there. Just sugar in the yeast stuff. Well, what do we do to remedy that? I'm gonna go rogue and put a little sugar into the dough. Maybe a fry in there? I don't know. I don't know. But we gonna see. What is this? Oops, sorry. That one looks a little. Alright, and so we're going to layer them into the pan. Need more flour right there. And we're going to let them sit and rise. Okay, so I remember that they're supposed to be mini, so I cut some regular. Get that dough off my hand. I cut some regular, and then I cut some mini, like the little bitty ones. Then I cut some like that. Child, I just went to cut. But what we're gonna do now is put this towel over them and let them sit here and rise. They need to rise to the occasion. I might set them in the oven, not on no temp, just just the oven, just like that. All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna fry this using some vegetable oil. That should be enough. All right, let's make us some powdered sugar using regular sugar. Full one. It ain't even a full cup. Two. All right. And to this, we're going to add, put that back. We're gonna add some bourbon vanilla bean. Okay, from Trader Joe's. Alright, so we're gonna take half of this vanilla bean pod here. It's a little higher. There you go. Like that. Then we're going to split it open. Hi, yes. Hello, darling. Hello, little babies. Y'all forgive my hands for being ashy. I wash them. Yours will be ashy too if you wash them as much as I do. All right. Oh my God, this smells divine. That is how the inside of a vanilla bean pod look. And then we're gonna scrape that over in here. Get all of that goodness out of there. All right. I got some under my fingernail. That smells so good. All right. Okay, so we're going to get our top on. Knocked and good. I'm gonna shake it around. And again. Alright. So we have powdered sugar. Use the elbow grease to get that open. But see, powdered sugar. It smells good. Alright, we're gonna put this back on here, not to blend, but to keep out of my way. Alright, I'm gonna plug that. That's done. It's time to fry. So I put them in the oven, not on, no heat. Just in the oven, turn the light on for them to rise. So let's see how they did. Good job, Chip. Beautiful. Look at them. Wow. Hello, little babies. They did good. All right. So now we're finna see what they taste like. The only thing, like I said, we forgot was the doggone sugar. That was it. But didn't they fluff up nicely? All right, so we're gonna fry up some. And I'm gonna freeze some. I wanna see what they're like if I freeze them and then allow them to sit on the counter and unthaw. We just, you know, we trying different ways. All right, so our oil should be nice and hot. I know the skillet is. One way I always check. If the grease start popping when you sprinkle a little bit of water in there, that grease is ready. So put them in there. Rock and roll, baby. All right, let's let them fry. They're floating while they're frying. That's a good sign. All right, I'm gonna flip them. So I'm just gonna flip them back and forth until they, till they're even on both sides. I want brown. I got no problem. Alright, so there are the color that I want them now. So let's go ahead and put our powdered sugar. Aren't they pretty? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Beignets. Raes winging it. Alright, that is hot. That's how you're supposed to eat them, but they need to cool off just a little bit. I'll be right back to open them. Okay, it cooled off some, not much. That's still too hot. Jesus! Baby, you gotta have some hands of steel. But that is Pillowy, as you can see. Too hot for me to the touch. But look at that. Good Lord. I might have to be right back again. Look how hot that is. Well, y'all can't tell. It's hot. My finger is like, put me down. Put it down. Put it down. But look, I want you to see how pillowy, soft that is. Do you see that? Look at that. You see those air pockets? This is a perfect beignet. Prayerfully and sweet. Oh my God. Y'all. Nailed at the freaking park. At the freaking park, man. Good God almighty, they hot. At the park. I did forget the sugar, but the powdered sugar brings a balance of sweetness. As I'm going to put some more on there. With the hint of vanilla. This is perfect. Oh my God. All right, we nailed that one. All right, let's try our next recipe. And we need to practice beforehand. Wow. Wow. All right, I'll be back. There it is. Do you see that? Look at that. You see those air pockets? This is a perfect beignet. Prayerfully and sweet. Oh my God. Y'all. Nailed at the freaking park. At the freaking park, man. Good God almighty, they hot. At the park. I did forget the sugar, but the powdered sugar brings a balance of sweetness. As I'm going to put some more on there. With the hint of vanilla. This is perfect. Oh my God. All right, we nailed that one. All right, let's try our next recipe. And we need to practice beforehand. Wow. Wow. All right, I'll be back.